Hello BookTube, Emmy Walker here to do a short video on children's books. A lot of the times the books that I see on BookTube are usually YA related. There's a lot of some other like fiction and there's a lot of fantasy, but more often than not they're going to be young adult. So I thought I would do just a little one about little kids. I have a son of my own and he's obsessed with books. He can't read yet, he's too young for that, but he loves, giving them to me to read, and so I thought I would show you a few of the ones that he likes. Now, just because he likes them does not mean that other children will also like these books, but I figured I'd show the ones that he responds well to, and if you want to have your children read, maybe try these out first, or, some that are similar to them. The first one I am going to do here is Put Me in the Zoo by Robert Lopshire. It reads a lot like Dr. Seuss, but it's just about this, I don't know what he is, a dog I guess, but he wants to be in the zoo. He has all these crazy things he can do, but the zoo doesn't want him, and so we follow him in his journey to accept who he is. Then we have The Little Blue Truck by Alice Schertle. My son is obsessed with this book. I don't care how many times I read it that day, that hour, he still wants me to read again and again, and if I stop reading he just goes until I read again. It's pretty ridiculous. I've never thought I would not want to reread a book so much. But anyway, this is a little bit loved. He's had it for a while and he tends to be a little bit rough on them, but board books are generally the best way to go with kids, especially anything under 2, because they are going to beat them up. I've come to terms with the fact that these books, since they're not mine, it's okay, but, it still kind of breaks my heart a little bit. We have pretty much anything by Dr. Seuss. These are just a few of the ones I have. I might recommend doing something like this for children who are under 2 years old. This is just the ABCs by Dr. Seuss. I also caution you that if you do read this book and your children enjoy it, you will never get the rhymes out of your head. I could probably read you this entire book without opening a page. Some are fun. There's a lot of, X, I like X and M, but just be prepared to never get these rhymes out of your head. For older children, because they're a little bit longer, I would go with things like Horton Hatches the Egg or The Lorax. Just with attention spans, I've noticed that my son doesn't really like to sit still for much longer than 3 or 4 pages, and then he starts ripping into the book. And these ones I'm trying to keep in better condition because I want him to have them when he's a little older. So if you can get these in board book, I would recommend board book for these. But again, these are a little bigger, so I don't know if they even make them in board book. Something to look into, I guess. And finally, we have anything by Mo Willems. Particularly at a younger age, I would go with the Pigeon books. These are fun for both adults and your child. There's the brevity, plus you have the crazy pigeon who likes to yell, so if you enjoy doing voices, this is really fun. There's a lot of pages where he goes back and forth, kind of talking to himself in a way, and I love reading this pigeon. This is the best kind of a storytelling book for a kid, but to also entertain you as a parent or a guardian. Then when they get a little older, I would go with the Elephant and Piggy books. These again are longer, so it requires more attention from your child. So I would recommend going with the longer ones. And Mo Willems has a couple other books. I Go to Sleep, Sheep the Sheep, and I can't remember the other ones off the top of my head. So those are a few of the authors and books for children that I found my son at least enjoys. Let me know down below if you have had similar experiences with your children, or if you have any books that you might recommend. I love finding new books for my son to read. These are just a few of the ones that he is obsessed with and that I also enjoy reading with him. They're fun, especially Mo Willems. They're really fun for an adult and they make you laugh and they get you really going if you read out loud to them and do the voices and whatever. But make sure, if you like the video, to like and subscribe, and again, comment down below of any recommendations you might have. See you later, BookTube!